gay bar every day.
Quick, touch your asshole.
Must be nice. It's like in a bar, it's like $5 per. People go out and have 8 dicks, not think twice about it. It's $40 plus, maybe $10 in tipping, depending on how drunk you get. $50 could buy you 50 dicks. Guys, I used to be a drinker.
You think it's tough to rape a guy? You think it's tough to become sexually aroused by a guy and fuck the guy?
It might be nice. You be damn polite. I don't have to swear and I'm jerking off and...
I'm obsessed with dicks.
I know what they're doing. I can hear the zipping from my end of the phone. Just zip.
Obsessed.
Just zip.
Obsessed.
Either they just got done jerking off or they're about to start. Like, I can hear the zips. It's like a sea of 1,000 zips. They're just like... Must be...
It's squirting on a level that's tough to fathom.
Next, he's gonna make us put the dildo in our ass.
I'm gonna put you on the ground. I'm gonna fuck your asshole.
That's when you pivot. Right. Just walk away. Next. Be next.
And indeed, it must be nice to be in the Gamma Hugbox zone. So welcome to this late night show, folks. I hope everyone is doing well. It has been a long week here for me, and also it's been a long week for all of us, I think. I'm Sam Whitfield, one of your co-hosts, joined by Apex Gamma. And how are you doing tonight, Gamma?
I was muted, sorry. I'm doing all right, man. I was just chatting with Johnny in the YouTube chat. He just bought himself a new pedal. I'm excited for him, new guitar pedal. And it's the same brand as the amp that I just bought, so I'm excitedly yapping in the chat about guitar stuff. But other than that, I'm kind of shitty as usual. Less drunk than usual. Because I don't want to fucking drink that much anymore.
Yeah.
And sitting here in an empty house full of a bunch of wily little kittens that are very quickly developing their eyesight and their ability to wander and get into shit.
Well, that's exciting. That's exciting that they're growing at the very least. But I'm sure them getting into shit is fairly annoying. But
I mean, it's like any baby thing, little critters. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Humans, cats, dogs, It's all the same kind of thing. I mean, they're all different. I mean, cats have claws and they can climb. These little things that are smaller than they can fit inside your shoe will end up in places a puppy will not, because they don't have claws. They can't climb.
right.
But yeah, no, it's fine. It's fun. I'm good though, man. Thanks for asking. Hope everyone is doing well, including yourself. Jesus, see, I've got kittens running between my legs now as I'm trying to walk. Jesus.
Well, I'm doing good. It's just been a long week with classes and whatnot, but I'm hanging in there. So I kind of took a break from all the internet drama, so to speak. So I'm not too much in the know, but I do know that the Amy Comey Barrett hearings were this week, and I'm not surprised they went after her the way they did, because it's just like with Kavanaugh a few years ago when they went after him. But that's just the way politics works now. So,
well, I mean, I know this isn't titled the Hugbox, but it kind of what it, the Friday night show is supposed to be. And it's one of the things I kind of wanted to talk about is the moral posturing of people I've seen with starting with, uh, really the whole Trump's diagnosis with COVID and the way the whole, became like one of the most liked tweets in the history of Twitter. And so many leftist communist fucking spurgs were all so happy and expressing their excitement at the prospect of him dying. And everyone, so many people that I follow were just disgusted. They couldn't believe the type of rhetoric coming out of these people and the virtue signaling and the moral fagging. And I feel like, obviously the ball's been pushed further than any of us are used to, which is why it seems so absurd to those of us that are paying attention. But there's still the other side that, like my friend, that they don't see it the way we do. It's they see it as necessary action towards against a corrupt, deeply corrupt, and anyway, I'm kind of getting off track. But this whole Judge Barrett thing. I'm old enough to remember when the fucking Republican majority Senate blocked Obama's nomination before 2016. And they made a big fucking stink about it. It was a big deal. So, now that the other side's pulling out their cards, which are, grimy and mostly lies, I don't know. I don't know why people are so surprised. And it's, again, the whole hug box mentality. I feel like the more I think about it, that term can be applied so broadly. Just like grifter. The more you think about it, the more the term kind of means nothing, unless you really put a broad border around it.
Well, I actually did title this stream the Gamma Hugbox, but you
Oh,
know, like I think though that this is fitting because like the old
ooh, dude, Joe Biden advocated for 8-year-olds being trans yesterday. Johnny Arcade in the chat just informed us.
really yeah that yeah here's the thing with that though, Johnny. I don't believe that Biden actually believes that himself. He's just touting that because that's like the new Democrat Party line. Like
Well,
I don't believe that Biden is against that, but at this point Biden is just kind of like is a literal sock puppet that AOC or Kamala Harris or anyone of them can
so
stick him
so
on
do
their
you think
hand.
that because he's like a blank robot, to be programmed, that he can't be, he's not to blame? He can't be blamed for the things coming out of his mouth, like advocating that 8-year-olds be trans or
Oh no,
any of the other things.
I'm not saying that. I think he is partially to I think he is partially to blame for that, but I think it's the thing of like he is so easily swayable now that he'll change his opinion on a whim on some of this stuff. So,
I don't know, man. I don't. The reason I said that, you said you don't think he actually believes that. I don't know. That's fair, because who knows what the fucking dude believes. But if you follow his history publicly, um, I would say I do think that that's a possibility. I went on Boulder Talk Radio last night to talk shit to Mundane Matt, which is an old lolcow from about 5 years, 4 or 5 years ago.
oh yeah,
Um,
I remember Mundane Matt.
yeah, most people are familiar to some degree, at least on this side of the internet. But I remembered. My memory was jarred as I was scrolling through Twitter yesterday. He had posted something about Pizzagate and how Pizzagate, X amount of years later was, still no evidence, still not true, still bullshit. And I started laughing because a flood of memories came back that I just kind of I threw a wall up and just forgot about, because I've Monday Matt was one of the first, like I would say 50 subscribers, like YouTube channels that I subscribe to. Like I started a YouTube channel. I watched YouTube for years, but I never had a channel because I never wanted to comment. I just looked
Right.
shit up and would watch it. I never cared to do that. But I mean, I would say, I mean, within the first 6 months or so of me having an actual channel to subscribe to people and stuff, Monday Matt was there. It was one of the first few, and I was reminded of why I unsubscribed from him way before his fallout on the kill stream was because of the Pizzagate shit, his take on Pizzagate. First of all, I got so mad that Pizzagate, hashtag Pizzagate, was taken away from the hashtag Gamergate, the hashtag war. And he used all of the mainstream media, hit piece points, bullet points to discredit it. Like the pizza shop and the dude that went in there to fucking shoot it up, like that, the dude going in there to fire bullets at nothing is what totally discredited the entire idea that there's a massive pedo ring. And I went on there to talk shit to him, but it turns out the guest just before me, like he told his guest, like, oh yeah, this next guy wants to debate me on Pizzagate. It turned out it was an old friend this dude hadn't seen in 20 years or some shit, and his old friend fucking red pilled him to exactly the things that I was gonna say. But he still stands by the fact that Pizzagate, the idea of Pizzagate, is bullshit, and he can't paint the lines between, like, well, Pizzagate just means, like, it's not about the pizza shops, it's about the language that was used
Right.
in Podesta's emails. That came first. The pizza shops were a connection made after the fact, or maybe I don't remember exactly how that the series sequence of events went, but it's besides the point. Like he pulled up a bunch of articles live that his buddy had you know brought to him, and the best pizza or whatever that had the goddamn Nambla logo in their fucking sign, changed it like immediately. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit around it, but the point though is his hardline stance against, like, the idea that there could possibly be, because it's called hashtag Pizzagate. It doesn't exist. It's not real. It's all bullshit. It's fake. And
But
I don't
he
remember why I brought that up. I don't remember why I brought that up, but
but he was pro Gamergate then.
oh no, he was like at the forefront of Gamergate, riding those coattails, man, right on Mr. Mediker and um, all the other Gamergaters. Baked Alaska. I don't know if Baked Alaska was Gamergate. But yeah, Milo, all those fucking idiots from back then.
Yeah, well, Baked Alaska was tied to Milo, and Milo was pizza. I mean, was Gamergate. So yeah,
Well, Milo's tied to everybody in weird places. It's kind of funny when you look into it.
yeah,
But
I
go ahead.
yeah, I remember back when Milo first came on the scene when he was on Dave Rubin's show, and initially I actually really liked Milo when he first came onto the scene, but then after he left Breitbart and did his own thing, he kind of became like basically a caricature of himself, or maybe just the true Milo came out. Uh, you know, depending on how you look at it. So, and that's like, he was really the first one that I noticed. Like even before I heard of the term grifter, I realized that he was he was a grifter because his initial website dangerous.com, like a bunch of people subscribed to it, and then he put out content for like 3 months, and then afterwards like never did anything with it. So you know, I mean,
Yeah,
it did a lot better than unauthorized, uh, or yeah, or unstupefied, whatever we're calling it these days.
yeah.
But it was still a grift.
I don't know if this falls into Eliza's in the chat. What's up, PTs? I don't know if it falls into the hug box category, but the whole Twitter. I mean, we've all experienced it. I've not been on social media for very long at all, aside from YouTube, but I've seen evidence in my years, even before, of big social media companies censoring certain types of political speech, namely, you know, wild conspiracy theories and right wing ideals. But this whole Hunter Biden email thing is pretty. It's like it feels like a new level, right? Because like I can't even for the last 2 days I can't even post an at Hunter Biden um, like shit talk post, even if it doesn't have bad words in it. But you try to post a picture of him with a crack pipe in your mouth, in his mouth. It's gonna take you a minute if you can even get it up at all. I believe there's been some kind of or not legislation, but like some sort of legal action taken to call on Mr. Dorsey.
Yeah,
Right about that? Do you know?
yeah, I think I heard something about that today. I also heard something to the effect that I guess Facebook. So Tucker Carlson, I guess, um, had a guy on who basically proved that proved that masks were ineffective, and then Tucker also cited data from the CDC itself to show that masks were ineffective, right? So they ran that segment on television, no problem. But then uh, when they tried to post that on like Tucker's Facebook page, I guess Facebook flagged it as like partially false information. And so the way the algorithm works, then Facebook hid it from view of people who were subscribed, who are subscribed to Tucker's page on Facebook or whatever. So I guess they're considering going after Facebook now for that, from what I understand. But, um, like, and that's like another big question is if Biden wins, God forbid, will any of this like even matter, you know? Or will we,
Well, I like to think it would.
I I
Because
mean,
if God forbid he does, then well, I mean, does any of it matter anyway? Is the if you want to go, if you want to look at it that way, you know what I mean? Does any of this shit matter anyway? Because the Never Trumpers have said for 4 years now that all these bad things he's done, all these nefarious deeds, most of which have been proven either false or overblown, or some version, or true, and people just don't give a fuck. Um, like there's still people talking about the impeachment. They're like, he wasn't impeached. I believe he was, right? He was impeached. So,
yeah.
right. So, I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I kind of lost my point there because I thought I said something wrong, and my brain went all haywire about him being impeached. But yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like it doesn't. The evidence doesn't seem to matter anymore, man. It's ideas and feelings on both sides, dude. Like right wingers don't want to talk. They don't want to hear. They don't want to fucking. No conversations. No conversations necessary. Kill the commies, and I'm on board with that for the most part. But I still, when confronted with people, actual people, like, well, yeah, you're an idiot. I would probably kill you in a war. But others are like, okay, you're just confused, and like you know what I mean? You're
Yeah.
lost and confused, and have had a shitty life. You know what I mean? So you can't. It's so dangerous to lump everybody together in any kind of bulk category. I mean, categories are important, especially and they're necessary, especially when it comes to identifying types of people and shit. But I mean, when you break it down to left versus right, it's not that simple, and that's what everyone's doing. The harder that line gets drawn, uh, the more chaos we're gonna see. Because if you don't fit into one or the other, if you're a little bit of both, which I actually am, generally speaking, I'm more of a social liberal and a political conservative. People should be
Yeah,
able to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're not hurting anybody,
no,
and that's pretty.
no, you and I are in the exact same category. And like, here's the thing: most people that I know in my personal life are actually that way, but they're not on the internet. Like, they're just like everyday people who have jobs or go to school, and they don't really participate in the online stuff as much as you know I do, or you do even. And then the ones I've noticed, the ones who really make like a big splash online, especially like these past few years, whether it be the Owen Benjamins or the Nick Fuenteses, or on the far left with like the Young Turks, or whoever is the newest left wing YouTuber. Those people are all on the extremes, right? And the extremes are what you know those are what gain viewers or clicks, so therefore those are always in the algorithm, right? And those are what
Yeah, yeah,
and,
and go ahead.
and those are what and those are get what get hyped up. So
Well, I mean, like a good example. One you and I have both actually witnessed, and I don't want to name names because I don't want to like besmirch anyone. Um, but it's someone you and I have both communicated with, and we've watched this person grow quite exponentially in their online presence, and they're still growing, and they're still whatever. But I see their tweets in particular, and the way they interact with people, and it's exactly the opposite side of the spectrum with identical behavior of the things that they're supposedly calling out about left wingers and hardcore Trump. It's like, I mean, I don't want to say that it's a grift and that this person doesn't believe all of the things that they say, or that they post online, but it sure as fuck seems. And I mean, I've seen things like people getting blocked because they posted a video that uh, this this person posted a week prior. It's not like it was their video; it was a video that was on the internet, um, and like posted with a tag originally by this person I'm talking about with getting Trump vibes, and then posted a week later by somebody else with no like it's not even the same tweet. It's just literally a repost of the video, and there was a claim of it being stolen, and this person being just so very upset and hating on thieves and liars. And I tried to get clarification, which I never got, but it's like, I mean, darling of one of the burgeoning darlings of the right on the internet is just behaves much like all of the shit we talk shit about for the lefties, crying and blocking for ideas you don't agree with or don't want to hear, or evidence you can't disprove. That sort of thing. It's fucking insane, man. Like you're right, it behooves people, if you're trying to make money, if you're trying to get followers, abandon your principles and just fucking go hard one way or the other. Adopt the most extreme of one or the other views, and that's how you get both followers and money, you know. So yeah, I think that's kind of the problem right now, quite frankly, or at least part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and I know you're talking, and that's one of the reasons why I still am a political commentator, but like I've left a lot of like the young, conservative organizations, not because I don't believe that they don't do good work, they do, but like I've noticed that, the Charlie Kirks of the world, for example, are they always act like the left is outraged, and like, they're never outraged, right? But then, you see things from Charlie Kirk, like, how dare the left, you know criticize, go after Trump for, COVID. It's like, what did you expect? So
Yeah. Well, right, exactly. And like this whole, oh, the left is based on emotions. They do everything on emotions. Like
yeah,
the right wing doesn't do fucking everything on emotion as well, or at least a comparable amount of decision making is done based on emotion and based on emotional projection into the future. Like you're fantasizing and you're creating a reality and building policy ideas on it. It's not. I mean, the difference is your fantasy lands are not the same. That's all. Like, you know what I mean? You're not. None of us are fucking. None of these people are working with reality. They're working off of an idea in their head. Very little, I should say, of them are working off of boots on the ground fact.
yeah. Well, and this kind of brings me to another thing that I've noticed is it seems like all of my Trump supporting friends are absolutely sure that Trump is going to win re-election without a doubt, which I hope that's the case. But you still there, Apex, or did you drop your phone into oblivion?
I'm here, man. There's nowhere that far for me to drop it,
Okay.
and I'm not drunk tossing it in the air. So
Just because you, I don't know, I see your comment thread. Um, but anyway, as I was saying, uh, all of my conservative friends are saying that without a doubt, Trump is going to win the election, and then all my Democrat, neighbors are saying that Biden is going to win. And like I said, I hope Trump wins. And it's not even that I don't have confidence that he wins. It's just at this point, like, I'm waiting to actually see what happens, before I get, like, too excited or too disillusioned anyway, right? Like, I'm gonna vote, as we all should, but, there's not. I feel like that's the best thing to do at this point. If
well,
if
yeah.
if
I
that
mean,
makes if that makes sense.
yeah, it makes sense. I mean, um, yeah, man, I don't know. It's all theater. I've never been politically inclined, as I've said before on your show. I spent most of my life just kind of sticking my middle fingers up to all things authority and not paying any real attention to politics. It's only been since I've considered myself an adult, which is later than most people get there, but we're not going to talk about that right now. I started giving a shit about these people and the things and that they're espousing and what they actually do. But I don't know the answer, dude. It's just like I don't know what to do. I don't think that violence is never the answer, obviously, but also sitting back and letting yourself be fucking turned into a goddamn automaton is not the answer either. So, like, where's the line, and how do we find it? That's kind of that's like where my thought process is these days. Like, well, where do I draw this absolute line? And where should I encourage other people to do so? I don't know. I mean, as though I'm somebody to give advice to, or for somebody to give advice. Listen, you little shit, you're gonna get squished. Sorry.
As you're surrounded by mewing kittens.
Yeah, can you hear that? Sorry.
No, I can hear. It's pretty adorable actually.
They're fucking everywhere, man. Hey, talk to the people. Okay. Yes, you're fine.
Then,
Yep. You want to talk to Mom? All right. Okay. This is the kitten field report with Apex Gamma. We've got a bunch of cute little kittens here. They want out. They're climbing out. They're gonna get out, and they're gonna end up in my room under my feet in about 5 minutes. All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah, and then so look, I mean, I don't really know what I'm saying in terms of the election. Like I said, I'm I'm cautiously optimistic that Trump is gonna win at this point, and I think that's the best we can. I think that's the best we can be.
Well, yeah. I mean, listen, in my neck of the woods, which is admittedly a very small corner of the country, there have been little like pop-up tents, like street side, like Trump flag and T-shirt, hat, memorabilia stands. I have counted like 8 of them within like a 50-mile radius of me, just in random fucking places, including right down the street from me. This one was new today, and it was the coldest day of the year so far. Like, cloudy and half rainy, and they had this whole fucking spread of like 50 flags blowing in the wind for Trump. I mean, I don't know what that means, but it's just like, if you count yard signs, it's like, okay, well, anybody that really gives a shit is obviously voting for Trump or supports Donald Trump. You don't see much, if any, Biden. I've seen a handful. I mean, a literal handful of Biden hats on decrepit. I mean, literally, like, they look like they should be dead. Types of old people, and yeah. So I mean, if we're going by that, if you ignore all of everything, if you just ignore the internet and the news altogether, and you just talk to people, it seems pretty clear to me. But again, I'm not a world traveler. The only way to talk to people across the rest of the country is to use the internet, and with that comes fucking fake news, real news, fucking propaganda, and everything in between.
Yeah, and then when you get into the cities, that also depends. On that whole thing too, because you go into like the bigger cities, and they do tend to be more liberal. Just as you go in that kind, just as you go that way, so.
Yeah, well, I think cities are a disease, man. I don't think people are meant to live like that.
Yeah, no, I'm beginning to think
No.
that I'm beginning to think the same way.
I mean, I shouldn't say that. It just depends, like, on what the actual classification of a city is first, and what you or anybody else classifies as a city. But I mean, high-rise apartment complex, or even mid-rise apartment complexes, people stacked on top of each other in tin cans and shit. I mean, one in a 20-mile radius is fine. You know, projects. I'm down for. Sorry, that was a bad joke. No, but I just don't think. I don't know, man. We need community as human beings. We need other people, and we need to like develop relationships. But that's also basically impossible when you stick a person in you know, a 5 block radius that has 5,000 people or 2,000 people or even 1,000 people in that 2 block radius. You know, it's just too many people, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're incapable, but it's just not what we're built for. I don't think. So it leads to all these fantastical ideas. People from experience, you know, they build. I mean, again, they do it on both sides, and I'm guilty of it in both directions of building these fantastical ideas of what things could mean or what the future could be based on, you know, actions here and now or hypothetical actions. Even I've done way too much of that, thinking about potentials on top of potentials, which is basically like the whole liberal mindset. From my estimation, they you know, the internet gives them the ability to collectivize their fantasies and see the same patterns, which again is the same for actual fucking investigative journalism. You know, people are able to communicate that were never able to communicate before about things that actually matter and share evidence and testimony to connect the dots. But um, yeah, the whole left wing ideal is built around. It's more of an emotional thing than the right wing, from what I gather. Again, both sides do it pretty amply, but the whole left wing ideology is built around a fantasy. It's like this. It's a collective fantasy, and that's why when you ask any two leftists who support all the same things, will have almost completely different answers as to what they believe. You know, the financial structure of the country should be, what socialism actually means, what communism actually means. They're uniting under an idea that they attach to because it, you know, it's the counter. I don't know. I don't really know how to put a point on the analogy I'm trying to make, but hopefully it makes some sort of sense to you retards out there.
It makes sense to me, but then again,
Okay.
but
You're equally
the
retarded. It's me.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But then again, I speak fluent Gamma, so that might be, part of it. I did see something in the Gamma Hugbox prep that you had posted something about Baked Alaska and Nick Fuentes or something like that.
Yeah, it's a very convoluted story, but the short of it, the bullet point is that Baked Alaska was recently kicked off of YouTube by some fucking chuddy little douchebag. I can't remember his name. That got Sam Hyde kicked off of Adult Swim years back. But Baked Alaska got kicked off of YouTube because he was streaming, him and his crew. First, they were berating, I mean, literally berating, screaming, and harassing these employees at some fucking place because they were wearing a mask. And then they proceeded to assault a random person that tried to stand up for those employees by spitting on him and macing him unprovoked, and then got in a car and hit one of the bystanders and drove away. All live streamed, and people are very upset that Baked Alaska is now kicked off of YouTube because of that. And listen, I love it. I love laughing at lolcows like anybody else, but I don't know how that's a defensible thing. Like, I don't see why people are so confused by that.
Well, see, and that's the other thing with streamers, especially like IL streamers, that I don't really get, and maybe this is me just being you know, a boomer maybe, but it seems like some stuff you wouldn't want to live stream IRL. But
Well, they get into this mindset. The whole um what's that fucking idiot's name? Really popular IRL streamer.
Carl,
Shit. No, skinny fucking crackhead dude. Affiliated with Baked Alaska. Ah, shit. Ice Poseidon. Ice Poseidon.
oh yeah, Ice Poseidon.
But it became a long time ago. It became this idea that the most, the things that you or I or normal people would most classify as do not broadcast to the world becomes the most profitable and the thing you want to capture the most. So it becomes like this inorganic thing where you're walking around with a speaker on your chest and people in the chat can pay $5 to have a text to speech say the N-word 15 times when you're in downtown some fucking, you know,
I
highly African American place. You know what I mean? And
I
so yeah, it all becomes it becomes content. So I don't know.
I
It's like
I do remember there was that one guy, I think like in 2016 or 2017. I can't even remember who it was. Um, but he he like streamed him going into like a of him like going into a college or something, into like a local community college. And
that's
he
Ice Poseidon. He does the bomb threat thing. Yeah, that's Ice Poseidon.
yeah, and he gets oh, so that's Ice Poseidon himself that got in trouble for.
Yeah, he pioneered all that shit, which is why people like Baked Alaska do the things that they do. Um, yeah. So I mean, I don't feel sorry for Baked. I feel sorry for the idiots, you know, going to bat for him that legitimately are defending him because I shouldn't say idiots, but I mean, Baked is not your friend. He's not anybody's friend. You know, I mean, that's another thing. He's now out there touting, you know, being a Trump supporter and being an alt-righter again. I mean, you know, he was a torchbearer in Charlottesville, so that's where he kind of made his name. But he also, not long ago, wrote a book, well, a couple of books, and did a whole media tour about how he was brainwashed by the alt-right on 4chan and how he went super lefty and well, where was that? You know, so it's, you know, Tales of a Grifter by Baked Alaska kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, so that's the whole thing with Owen there too though. It's the same thing. It's like all of the people who were like defending Owen, you know, on the whole Patreon lawsuit thing and supporting him. It's like you don't get it. He wouldn't support you guys if that were, you know,
You missed, dude. Sam, you fucking missed it. The premiere that Digital Jonestown did yesterday, it was like a fucking 72-minute video. But in that video, Owen says he talks about the Patreon lawsuit, and he says he's not being sued by Patreon, but he also says that he could drop those supporters and not support them in their being sued by Patreon in a heartbeat. Who would they tell? Those are that's almost a verbatim quote. I've got it in my DMs from the Milker Man himself, but he literally said that just yesterday or the day before, maybe in a stream. Is the stream that he did? He talked about giving the Gammas so much rope that there's no way you can hang him with it because you can't hang someone with infinite rope. So it's like a Greek tragedy of some fucking gay idiot thinking he can trick the gods and jumping off of Mount Olympus with an endless amount of rope. He'll never hang. He'll just fall for fucking ever, and be smug about it while clutching his fucking. Oh yeah, and he talks about being deathly afraid of losing his income, his money. It's a good one, dude. You definitely got to watch that one.
Is it Owen Benjamin Daily Highlights? Is it one of those videos?
I don't know which one it is, but it was from yesterday, not today.
Yeah, because like I've tried to watch his First off, I have to give Digital Jonestown a huge credit, like for condensing Owen's streams down. Like I don't know how he does it because like even with like his condensed streams, like 3 minutes of Owen, and I'm like, okay, I'm already losing brain cells watching this.
I think it's the one from October 7th, from yesterday.
All right.
Dude, really healthy. Thank you.
It's an hour and 12 minutes though, so I don't necessarily want to put it on the show.
We're gonna talk about.
You should watch it.
Of Canada.
Yeah,
All right, let me see.
Well, hang on though. He has timestamps in this thing. So let me just go. Oh, legal team putting thousands of hours working for nothing. Gamma hives are just testing the strength and character of the bears. Gamma dads instill a love of money and the fear of losing it. Okay, I think 17 minutes in is the. Wait.
Hold on. Check the Hugbox show prep. I got reposted the clip that I almost said the wrong name. That Milker / Digital Note Jonestown sent me.
All right, let me check that real quick. Oh, okay, I can actually play this then.
Nice. What are you doing, kitten?
So let me go ahead and do that. Oh, other big news. I don't know if you saw, but I relaunched my Patreon website.
I did.
Okay, what? I did launch the Patreon website, and haven't really had a chance to add anything, but the tiers are up, so the link is in the description. So, okay, I found the clip that you're talking at, Apex. So we will roll that real quick.
It's because the haters will say Owen uses his pay pigs to buy all of his land and farm and precious things. Okay, Why would someone like me pay for their like? If I really viewed you that way, why would I do that? And in the same breath, they say this Patreon lawsuit is going to bankrupt Owen. They ain't suing me. They're not suing me, guys. I'm not being sued. I'm not in the crosshairs personally of Patreon's legal team. It's my supporters. So, could I have abandoned them? Yes. Who are they going to tell? And that's not a threat or me. I'm letting you know that the problem with the way the world works right now is the mouthpieces are so corrupt. The media, everybody. If I just walked away, they just find a gamma hive and they would just blend right in. You know, that's the problem. That's why you need authentic, ethical people to have people's backs. It wouldn't have hurt me, maybe a little bit, maybe some people, if I just walked away. What are you talking about? They're a liar. I don't lie. And you can ask any one of them.
Wow. So,
Isn't that good?
yeah.
Who are they gonna tell? I mean, that's not a threat. I mean, I know you guys are fucking losers and you ain't gonna do shit, but give me your money.
Well, and also the fact he said that that his support, like if he abandoned him, his followers would just like
Blend right in.
blend in with and join the the gammas.
Mm-hmm. The Gamma Hugbox.
So, which is funny because that actually has happened. I mean, it happened with
A ton.
yeah, it's
That's how I
happened.
got here.
It's happened with the DZ, then with Sunburn the Stream Raiders and whatnot. Oh shit, Alan is in the chat, so
Yeah, I don't have much more time, Sammy. I gotta wake up extra early. Earlier than usual.
so
But anything any other topics you wanted to breach or
no man, not that I can think of that we really need to talk about.
yeah.
But I'll
Just fill in the airwaves, man.
I'll just I'll be doing a show tomorrow, hopefully on some of the more political news, and hopefully you can join me. So
I'll be here as usual, buddy. You count on me.
so
All right. Yeah,
um
I'm gonna. If you, unless you got anything else you want to talk about, man, we can wrap it up because I need to go to bed.
yeah, I've actually got to go to bed here too pretty soon. But
I got kittens chewing on my fingers and my toes. Ouch! Right now.
oh did oh I did see real quick that you posted like a photo today of the fact that your finger got bitten through and
Um,
it still hasn't healed completely. That sucks.
yeah. Yeah, you saw that in the DZ Discord when that happened. I posted that in there like the day like that first picture. The only place I posted that was to the DZ Discord. That was like the day it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a year ago, and I still don't have my fucking fingernail or my cuticle. I don't know that I'll ever get my cuticle back, but fingernail's almost there.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's
don't fuck with don't fuck with pussies that have teeth, ladies and gentlemen.
that's
Don't stick your fingers in there anyway. It's Apex Gamma's advice of the evening.
that's gonna get clips, I'm sure. But anyway, folks, thanks for joining us for this impromptu hug box where we really didn't have a topic. We just kind of shot the breeze, but it was fun. So
As always.
so yeah.
Thanks,
That
chat.
that
Thanks, podcast listeners. You guys go, please consider joining the Patreon, where I will be forcing Sammy to pose nude for all of you at least once a week. And then we will do live commentary on those nude pictures for 2 hours per picture, depending on the tier. There may be boobs, unsolicited. We can also talk about. It's going to be wacky. Give Sam your money, and we'll find out. Good night, everybody.
Good night, and Sean, I'm not gonna give you my OnlyFans code until you subscribe to the Patreon. That's how that works. But anyway, thanks for joining everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow on the Whitfield Report. So thank you, good night, God bless everyone, and shout out to Bruce City for making the awesome videos. So thanks.
5 months of full-blown. I'm doing videos on it.
The dick.
You're involved in a trauma cycle.
Give me a 9-inch dildo.
It's not even anything.
And right now, NASA figured out how to get the biggest dick in the world. They did it with magic.
Best thing to do with placenta.
Can I squirt out of it?
Maybe in 2 weeks I'll start seeing it, like I'll freak out again, but like right now I'm pretty close to
Squirting!
and if that makes me less entertaining to watch, I don't care either.
Can you hear me now?
I'm gonna put this in my mouth. It's a dick. All about getting them dicks. I don't care anymore at all. I can't afford it big. I watch my pornos. It'd be nice to not have to watch your pornos. How was my pussy squirt?
Look at that big dick squirting. Oh yeah, baby. And a giant dick with fire coming out of it.
It'd be nice to be the Jolly Green Giant, and they forced me to suck them off in a closet.
I was just a piece of meat for that dude.
BB, I need help. My fiance's mom's aunt passed from COVID, or how she told the hospital. She was elderly. As a result, though, she's worried and considers me. I don't care at all. That woman is a fucking retard. Once you understand that, everything makes sense.
Because it's about the dicks.
I have to go to the gay bar every day. Quick, touch your asshole. Must be nice. It's like in a bar, it's like $5 per. People go out and have 8 dicks. Not think twice about it. It's $40 plus, maybe $10 in tipping, depending on how drunk you get. $50 could buy you 50
Dicks.
Guys, I used to be a drinker. You think it's tough to rape a guy? You think it's tough to become sexually aroused by a guy and fuck a guy? It might be nice. You can't life. I don't have to swear and I'm jerking off and I'm obsessed with dicks. I know what they're doing. I can hear the zipping from my end of the phone. Just zip. Obsessed. Just zip. Obsessed. Either they just got done jerking off or they're about to start. Like, I can hear the zips. It's like a sea of 1,000 zips. They're just like, must be. It's squirting on a level that's tough to fathom. Next, he's gonna make us put the dildo in our ass.
I'm gonna put you on the ground. I'm gonna fuck your asshole.
That's when you pivot. Right. Just walk away. Must be nice.